You guys guessed it. Today we're going to do more gutting, and today we're going to get out the trunk. There you go. Just kidding. We're going to start by addressing the back area right here. As you can see, this is after I've taken out the rear deck there. And you actually have to remove a piece for the rear deck that you also have to remove for the trunk trim and for the seats. I've actually created a playlist, and I will link the playlist down below, of me disassembling the interior of this car for the weight reduction, so you can find the videos that show you how to take out the other parts, such as that black trim piece that blocks these guys. Now when I did my coilovers, I actually had to pull these out. I didn't have to fully remove them, but I had to pull them back to get to the suspension. So there's actually a few clips that I'm not going to even have to bother with, because I never did put these fully back in. There's a clip there on this side, and a clip in there, as well as there's these plastic panels that go on the back of the light housing on both sides. And I already have both of those removed. And then over here, you're gonna have, it's a little green thing, and it's for pulling out the gas cap for opening the door when the battery's dead. And then you have another clip there. Now both of them are also gonna have clips on the inside on this trim piece that I have yet to remove. But we're gonna start by getting both of those guys out because they're gonna be completely in the way. Then we're gonna completely remove the trunk liner here, including the little toolbox. And then we'll address a lot of the other stuff in the trunk, such as the latches there and there for the seats, and then maybe some of the stuff behind it. But like I said before, I'm not actually interested in losing too much weight in the back, because I don't want to come too light in the back and then start becoming super oversteery, since I do intend to remove the wing or the spoiler on the trunk for weight savings. So I'm going to leave some of the heavy stuff back there and ultimately substitute it by removing some of the heavy stuff in the engine bay. Now that's all that's left for me is just this little clip right here, which is already actually removed. It's just not, it's not out of the liner, which I'd like it to be. There we go. Popped out. And now it's just a matter of both of these guys. It's gonna pop out there and just slide out. It's pretty simplistic. It's just, once the clips are removed, it's just, the whole thing's just gonna slide out. The things that I was going to address that I'm not taking out that you typically would want to if you're going to gut this for a race car, it's going to be my 6 CD changer, and then back there is an amplifier. Both of those weigh quite a bit of weight combined, as well as the bracket that holds it all in. That is something I'm not going to remove because I'm trying to keep some weight in the car. And these are some of the heavy things that I'm thinking if I keep them in the back, it's going to help offset the weight. I'm also not going to replace the battery. I'm going to keep these these are a very heavy battery. And a lot of people in motorsports go to a lighter battery. I'm going to keep the battery once again because it adds weight to the back. I'm not going to get a lighter one. I'm also not going to be removing this cover. I just took it off to show you because I do still want the battery to be covered while I'm out there on track in case of something like, let's say, a rollover. I don't, however, need this little piece of plastic anymore. These ones are kind of like the ones up there where they are in two pieces, where this center piece pops up, comes out, that side. Okay, with both of those up, yeah, these guys just pop right out once you do that. Oh, and that one's lost forever. Not really, I know where it went, but it's lost for now. Alright, now we're going to address the trunk liner here, which so conveniently has the BMW toolbox. This is actually pretty easy to do. You've got clips here that are going to be the same as all those clips there, except for the twist ones, but it's going to be the ones where it's two sections where this pops out, and then this is where it gets a little bit clever. As you see, the toolbox has hinges on it, and it goes into, I don't know if you'll ever see that on camera, but little Phillips head that's actually got the material of the trunk liner on it. And there's two of those, so they blend in really well, and they're actually kind of easy to miss. So the last thing we have to do actually though is, oh, there's two of them in here too. So there's one in each one of the little handholds on the top. But then you've got this guy right here, which doesn't come through a hole big enough for it to slide back through. So you have to get it off of its cable right by, I believe it's push that down and then pop the cable off. Well, there we go. We have the complete trunk liner out, at least all the carpeted parts, but that, which we're going to do next. We also have to take this guy out and these latches out. That's what I intend to take out of the trunk right now, and then there's some stuff up there that is going to come out after I take out the carpet. But the sun did leave, so I'm going to quickly go run an errand, and then I'll pick this up. Sadly, it'll probably be dark when I get back to this. Not that there's a whole heck of a lot of light to have left anyway. And that's that. It's just glued in, it looks like, completely. Something else I didn't realize was that this bracket here for the seat is bolted in with a 12 mil, which I would have pulled this out with the seat video if I had realized that, but I hadn't. But I'm gonna pull this out because it's more weight savings, plus it's metal, so it will actually be a decent-ish amount of weight. And then lastly, it's kind of a hassle when I put my tires back here because it's a sharp piece of metal that I'm afraid might puncture a tire if I stack too much weight on it. So it's going to be nice to get that out of the way. I would think that that's glued on there. Yeah, that was epoxied on there slightly, so if you're going to put that back on, which I'm assuming if you're watching this and taking this off, you're not going to put that back on. So, but if you are going to put that back on, you're going to need to epoxy it. Now, I'm going to remove this piece right here, which is pretty simplistic. Looks like I've just got to pull more of the little tabs that we've had on things like the trunk and the sides there. So I've just got, it looks like a couple of them, 3 of them that I see, 4 of them that I see. And then there's these little 10mm bolts behind what would have been that light housing that I've already removed, one on each side. And then I've got to get this guy out of the way because it looks like it overlaps it a little bit. The other one's already out of the car, so I don't have to worry about that guy, but that guy out of the way, yep, it overlaps it right there. Okay, it's the next day. We got some daylight again. I had to stop filming last night because that light that I had was not helping with my filming at all. There's not a whole heck of a lot left to do today, honestly. We've just got 2 things still to remove from the trunk. I just couldn't get it filmed last night, so it's going to be these guys right here, which they just twist off there. I'll show you. These guys right here are the spring that pushes the seat out when you pull the handle, which releases the latch. And as you can see, they're made of just rubber, and they're kind of spiralized. And they screw into there with a screw. So I'll pull both those out real quick. And then we got to remove the latch, which we actually have to do that from the trunk side. Okay, and the seat release is pretty simplistic. You got 2 8mm bolts there and there. And then you got 2 13mm bolts there and there. And then you've got this cable running from the release handle all the way to the latch that releases the seat. Now the easiest way to get the handle out, I do believe, is going to be from this side, or at least the cable out of the handle. So we're going to pull the handle down, and then we're going to see if we can get that cable out from the handle, and then we can feed it out through the latch. Okay, so it was just clipped up into that little hole right there. And like I said, there's the cable, so it is going to be pretty easy to remove from this side. I kind of assumed that would be the case. It shattered, which is a bad thing, but it's old plastic, so what do you expect? Feed the cable through. And there you go, got the handle out. Now we just got to get the rest of it out. I don't know if you guys saw that too well, but with this little ring right here, it's supposed to go into this groove right here. And when I took it out, yeah, that groove right there. When I took it out, it exploded. Only ever had that happen one other time on, I don't remember what car it was. It was like a Honda or something. So that's uncommon, but yeah, that sucks. It's gonna be hard to put that back in if I ever decide to. Now with those out, all the screws out, let's remove this guy. Now it's going to be tight because there's only a small hole for this to go through. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it very well in there. But this wire over here feeds through a little hole in the bodywork. This wants to hit the camera. There you have it. Both of the latches out. And they're probably the most significant single weighted item that I pulled out of the trunk liner. So they were gonna help us a little bit. Once again, that's gonna be the heaviest thing you'd pull out, but I'm not pulling it out because I need the weight back here. And there you guys have it. Trunk liner completely removed. We got those little bit of hardware out that I didn't need anymore. And then I got that little seat buckle out. And yeah, I'm filming this at night because, to be honest with you guys, I forgot to film it. So I'm just filming it now. But it's a minuscule amount of weight. I've already weighed everything. It came out to about 17 pounds. It's very small, but every small amount counts. We're far from being done with this car. I've got a lot of work I need to do to make it faster. I think next step is going to be, if you can see it well in there, the headliner, and then I'm going to do a sunroof delete on it. After I'm done with that, then we can start playing around with pulling some stuff out of the engine bay, which is going to offset the balance, or is going to make it more balanced, because we're going to lose weight in the back, then we're going to lose weight in the front, so it's going to make it a little bit better. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.